Today I'm going to be reviewing something new in the groundbreaking world of hair systems. And I'm going to be assessing whether you can say goodbye to itching and odour with the new ZeoGuard base. So for anyone who might have watched my video the other week, I talked about the ZeoGuard hair system range. Now this is a very new product just off the product line from LaVivid. It's an antimicrobial hair system base that uses Antimicrobial Technology with the aim of reduced itching and odour. Now I've been wearing this for a couple of days, so I thought I'd give my first initial thoughts, comparing it to other hair systems, its benefits, its cons, and then I want your guys' opinions and to generally just find out what you make of this hair system and whether you consider investing in one. Today's sponsor, guys, is LaVivid. You can find them at lavividhair.com. You can get a 15% discount code on any stock hair system or accessories that I've negotiated with them just for you guys. It's Adam15. All the information is in the description box below this video. If you want high quality hair systems with good shipping times and top customer service, consider LaVivid. So first and foremost, this is the Mirage Single-Knot base, so it's a poly thin skin, but you can get them in other bases as well. I know you can get it in a Swiss lace, a French lace. I believe they're working as well on getting this technology implemented into the silk bases as well. There's other poly bases. You can check it out on their website. I'm going to drop that in the description box below as well, so you can have a little look, have a little browse, and make a decision based on what base you prefer best. Now the big question that everyone's probably asking is, does it deliver on comfort? Now I've got a couple of days worth of wearing this and I must say I have noticed I haven't really got itching, so that is an encouraging sign. And it does also back up the hypothesis that excessive itching with hair systems can just be caused by buildup of bacteria between the scalp and the base. They implement a sort of silver technology, silver as an antibacterial, into the hair system base, and that's kind of how it works. So for me, the ZeoMirage antibacterial treatment, it's not really just a gimmick, it actually works. Now we'll do a video at some point down the line where I've got a couple more weeks of data so I can make a more accurate assessment of this. But if I compare this Mirage to previous Mirages that I've had, this one so far has been less itchy, it's felt more comfortable. It really doesn't feel like I've got anything on my head at all. Now let's talk about the bond. The bond really feels quite tight and it feels quite snug. What I ensured was that I used Ghost Bond, which is what I always use with poly, to make a fair assessment. Now sometimes I can find that if I sweat a lot, and I was in the sauna yesterday and I was sweating a lot and there were no lifts, there was no looseness, I had a really tough tug on the actual hair system itself. With previous hair systems, like a previous Mirage, I'd been into the sauna and you do find it can loosen a little bit. So even the glue is actually holding better. So if you're a guy or a girl who sweats a lot, goes to the gym a lot, this might be for you, something which may offer a tighter bond. Also important to note that I have actually got scalp protector on, but I always wear scalp protector. So again, it's a fair comparison to make. Now let's talk about the installation process with my stylist. It really wasn't any different to my previous installation processes. What my stylist did say was she noticed the base material felt a bit different to a usual poly, and that's probably because it's got this ZeoMirage antibacterial treatment in it, but it wasn't uncomfortable or anything like that. She just said it felt a little bit different. And when I speak to her next, I'm actually going to ask her, I was like, in what way was it different? How did it feel different? What was the texture like? Now, I'd like to mention two things that could do with a little bit of improvement. Now, number one, it just feels a little bit thick. It feels thicker than the last Mirage I had. So yes, in terms of density, it does tend to thin out. It is a little bit poofy, which adds to that feeling of density. That does calm down after a period of time, but it does feel a little bit floofy, a little bit dense right now. And secondly, there's still quite a few bases that they're working on implementing this technology into. So they've got the Aries, the Tyler, which is a silk base, the Louis see-through, and the Helios, which is the Swiss. I thought they already had that in stock. Not yet. It's coming the end of November, so they don't have those bases yet. So what I would say is, if you're interested in getting one of these systems and one of those bases, it might be worth considering just waiting until the end of November. That's what it says on their website, and then check in again then. If you don't want to wait that long, you could always get a poly. They definitely do the Mirage, V-loop and single knot. This is single knots. It's single knots throughout the hair system so that it doesn't shed too easily, and then a V-loop at the front, so it makes it sort of look more natural. Another thing which I'm not massively keen on is the hairline isn't the best, but if you're not bothered by the hairline too much, you could always just have it down or just have it sort of forward somewhat. That's what I usually tend to do. It's important to add that we generally accept that poly bases don't naturally have as good a hairline as a lace base. But what I would say is if you've struggled with scalp discomfort, itching, sensitive scalp, that kind of thing for a long time and you're a hair system wearer, this could be a real game changer for you. There is of course, lastly, and I should have mentioned this earlier, there is of course the importance of cost, and there is an increased cost related to this compared to a standard Mirage stock hair system. It's about $54 more expensive. They'll update the prices on the other bases when they become available, but of course that is going to be a consideration for you. Do you have the budget to stretch that much further? Of course, at this point, my discount code 15% off Adam15, which is in the description box below as well. That might come in handy, especially for a hair system base like this. I really do think it's worth a go. Thank you for tuning in, guys. And if you're interested in this hair system and you want to learn more about the specifics, why not check out this video I made a couple of weeks ago, popping up on the screen right now. That's the first video I made on this type of base, where it gets a little bit more sciencey and a bit more specific around what makes up this hair system and what makes it so unique. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.